This week on The Entrepreneur, we find out how Dr. Oscar Agan is turning trash into cash. Then in the second half, we talk to Rosemary Wahome as she tells us how CSR can be utilized even by small enterprises. They say that one man's meat is another man's poison. For Dr. Oscar Agan, his meat is something most people regard as trash. Through his company Continental Renewable Energy, Correc, he is able to turn waste materials into usable products. Located in Kariobangi South, Correc manufactures roofing tiles, manhole covers, walkway slabs, terrazzo strips, irrigation pipes, and building blocks. Their core product, though, are these poles, which can be used for fencing, putting up directional signs, and as building materials.
Correc actually started way back in early 2000. I used to fabricate machines across on the other side of the light industries. And there was a lot of plastic around. And I tried it out after realizing that there's a potential of so much waste plastic that could be converted into building hardware. And out of inspiration, and I would buy a few from evening passing chokoras, and they've tried developing a post until I ended up now perfecting the art.
Although established in the early 2000s, Correc started operating commercially 3.5 years ago. Dr. Agan made this decision because of one simple reason. He needed to patent his product before launching them on the market.
I've gone through a patenting process. When I developed, it's not just the post we do here. We do the roofing tiles, and that style is a product of a very long research because the tile had to be mixed. It's not purely plastic, it's a resin. And that resin took me a long time to develop, but the longest was as a result of getting it patented. Getting things patented in this country, it took me 6 years to patent the tile and the other resin product. And out of that, I didn't want to go into the market with a product that everybody else wanted to copy.
Waste management is one of the biggest challenges facing Nairobi today. According to various sources, Nairobi produces more than 2,000 tons of trash a day. The Dandora dam site is the city's only available landfill. This has led to the more than 70 private garbage collection companies in Nairobi creating their own illegal dam sites. It is not unusual to find Nairobi and its many suburbs strewn with litter. By establishing Correc, Dr. Agan hoped to address the issue of waste management and also empower the various community-based organizations that he intended to work with.
We are addressing the waste management challenge. We are addressing what we call the livelihood challenge, because we got an army of about 250 collectors, and then we got 13 people working in the factory. All these people look at me, and they look at this entity as a livelihood. So all those people that I meet out there that are somehow contracted to collect plastic, and they bring it very willingly to get for a purpose of gaining a gainful employment, drives me. Then with the view that at some point we are going to solve the high cost of building material in this country, because they are cheaper. These products are actually slightly cheaper than the conventional products. That is a motivating factor, because I've been in the housing sector. I know what the problem is. Kenyans are looking for quality that is affordable, not quality that is imported that is of high cost.
Dr. Agan has initiated a 4-part manufacturing process so as to ensure that Correc products are of the highest quality.
The CBOs that are out there bring in semi-processed raw material. In other words, waste plastic that is crushed, cleaned, and dried. So when it comes in here, it's actually mixed, because there are different types of plastic. We mix them in a way that those that do not bond have mixed with those that can bond. And then depending on the viscosity, they are actually demagnetized so that any metal should not be left to go into the machine. Now with that, at some temperature, you should be able to compress or extrude what you put in there to make a pole or a tile or a driveway slab.
Dr. Agan, a former project coordinator with the National Housing Corporation, opted for entrepreneurship due to the kind of reaction his products were generating. He also hoped by establishing his own enterprise, he could place his financial destiny in his own hands.
If I was employed elsewhere, whether I make them billions of shillings, I still have a fixed salary. But I realized that people kept telling me that you've got a wonderful product. Why don't you just take up the dive and do what you want to do? And the market is out there for you. And that is exactly what I did after I got my patent. And it has grown in leaps and bounds to be what it is today.
According to Dr. Agan, the fear of the unknown has proved to be one of the biggest impediments for aspiring entrepreneurs. However, there is light at the end of the tunnel with more and more young people opting for self-employment.
The entrepreneurial culture, which is currently building up among the youth, wasn't really there. It's something that has come up greatly over the recent past, and a lot of young people are now indulging into entrepreneurship. But for us, the old guards, there was that fear. You'd rather work until you get your retirement and then use your retirement money to experiment on your new business, which is a very risky way. You'd rather start in early before you retire and do that.
Dr. Agan's capital investment into Korek is approximately 12 million Kenyan shillings. Even though the business is capital intensive, he is adamant that following your passion can be very...
The passion is that you do what your heart drives you to do. That's the bottom line. You'll wake me up at any time. I'll still want to come and do this. I'm not an engineer by training, but engineering is my passion, because we fabricated all these machines, and the fact that I can see what I fabricated produce what I've designed, that is a great inspiration to me. And then the ability to even improve on what has been there, and the fact that it's acceptable in the market, makes me even work longer day and night.
Korek currently employs 19 people directly and another 200 indirectly. For Dr. Agan, getting collectors who are former street boys to be micro-entrepreneurs has been an added bonus to his venture.
We had to train them. We have to keep on training them every month to get them to understand on what we require, to get to understand the quality of the kind of product that we use, to get to understand that they've got to work in a structured way, because we picked them up as wild groups, wild individuals, brought them in as groups of what we call youth groups, and now they are under some structured arrangement and with their leaders, and that gives me the satisfaction that we've actually brought in some discipline in a group of people. We brought in livelihood, and we have also brought in growth in the way that they carry out their business.
As an entrepreneur, it is important to continually improve the products and services that one is offering. Dr. Agan attributes this to one simple thing: passion.
When you're following your passion, the challenge of wanting to give up, however difficult things are, is quite minimal. So I'll wake up, I know it's challenging, machines breaking down, sometimes they just don't work well, and especially during the rainy season, because plastic and water doesn't agar so well, but you'll want to keep on doing and improve on what you have done. When I started, the first machine that I fabricated would do me 1 post an hour. But as you've seen here, the current one does 1 post in 3 minutes. So we've improved on the speed, we've improved on the quality, and that improvement doesn't come overnight. That improvement is built out of a lot of experience and the challenges that you face that you'll want to go over to make you a better product and to make you a better entrepreneur next time.
Korek's factory at Kariobangi South operates 24 hours in a day. Due to increased demand for its products, the company plans to bring in bigger and better machines. This will see the facility increase its current capacity to more than 10 times what it's currently producing.
The fact that you've come up with a solution that solves the society's challenge, that is a very strong driving factor that would make me wake up anytime, that will make me leave anything else I do to come and do what I do. And the fact that it's getting popularity, it's been accepted by a lot of government quarters like Kenha. Oh, that drives me a lot now that I see them along the roads as signposts, other than fencing, and even the farmers adapting to them instead of timber. That really drives me. And the fact that it goes a long way in also conserving our depleted forests, that is a big plus to me.
As a seasoned entrepreneur, Dr. Oscar Agan has seen it all. So, what advice does he have for wannabe entrepreneurs?
Let them follow their hearts. Let them dispel the fear. Let's dispel the fear of being jobless. And I think the best thing is that do what your heart likes. And this fact of the fact that you're going to a university to go and be employed is the wrong notion. With God, with the Holy Spirit around, I think the best that I can tell any aspiring entrepreneur, put God first, and He will open up a way, because you have what it takes to turn or change the world you live in.
Don't go away, the entrepreneur will be right back.